So the other day, I decided to do my stretch session, little yoga session, workout, um, period outside. I went for a walk and actually touched the grass and the trees and spent time in my thoughts, which was really nice. It was very enjoyable, especially because recently I have just had a handful of things that I've been dealing with that have kind of kept me at a surface level mindset. So I haven't been able to sit with myself for long periods of time and kind of self reflect and just feel life out. I feel like that's something important that a lot of adults just don't do. And it's something that I've always been really passionate about. I actually started doing that when I was in high school. But it's something that sometimes I forget is important. And when I do forget that it's important, I struggle a lot more. So to me, it's very, very important to take that time and reflect and just situate life and feel it out. You know, think about the things I've been doing, my mindset, why I do the things I do. Do I agree with the things I've done? A lot of people just don't think like that. And the people who do, I know we'd be keeping it to ourselves. I am very much an outside, like, or what, an extra, an extrovert. I'm very much an extrovert. But it's crazy as much as I am, enjoyable of people and I'm good with talking to people. I love to be alone. I'm very much an individual. I don't like to do too much all the time. Like, I can be exciting and hyped and like, let's be outside, but I'm very much chill. I like to get to know myself because it helps me understand other people better. And again, being at that surface level mindset, it's hard to connect with myself, let alone other people. And thankfully, I have a good group of friends that understand and respect and value that these are characteristics of mine, because apparently, even when we're adults and we have our own lives, it's still an issue when we're going through our own thing and people just don't understand we don't want to be outside. But back to going on enjoying my day, I really try to take the time to stretch and be one with my body. It helps me feel connected to who I am, if that makes sense. Because as much as we are our physical bodies, our mental, and some people don't believe in our spiritual bodies, but our spiritual bodies, our hearts, we all have different passions and things, and they change day to day. Um, Crazy, my name is Alice. I really used to obsess about Alice in Wonderland, especially the scene with her and the caterpillar when he's asking her, like, who are you? And she goes on to be like, well, I don't know who I am because I'm not the same person that I was. And I don't know who I'm going to be tomorrow. That's not the exact wording, but essentially. And that really stuck with me. because we are ever changing, and as much as people fear change, it's a very important process. And I take pride in being an individual who cares about my development and my process and the person that I am and my integrity and my words and thoughts aligning up with my actions. Now, there's been times where I, I look back on situations and I'm like, okay, my thoughts might not have aligned with my actions. Well, my thoughts did align with my actions, but it was my thoughts at the time. So it's not that they were conflicting. It was more of they conflict with who I am now. But people don't make that connection. They'll just be like, "Oh, well, I wasn't thinking." I don't know. Some people, I guess, they just don't think before they do things. But me personally, I do think before I do things. And I make my decisions and I stand on it. I stand on it to the point in which until I have evolved. So unless I have a mindset change or growth, I'm going to stand by how I feel and the things that I do, because whatever I do, I try to do with a passion. I don't believe that there's a sense in doing things, unless it's necessary to your life. I don't feel like it's important to do things that you just don't agree with doing. That's different when it comes to day-to-day stuff like going to work or stuff you gotta do to survive. But I'm talking about like being around people who you don't want to be around, dealing with people you don't want to deal with, dealing with drama you don't want to deal with. A lot of people, they just continue to be around that. And I believe like that's who you are if you don't look at yourself and want to change. On another aspect, this part of the video, I'm putting my shoes on. I really started to kind of connect with myself, not just kind of, but a lot more, and think to myself, the weather, the way that the wind was making me feel. I took my headphones off because I'm like, I want to hear real life right now. And I just kind of felt, because like I said, I haven't been feeling, and it's been like 2 months since my great grandma had passed, and I just feel like I haven't taken the time to feel it. I haven't taken the time to deal with it. And at the end, I ended up cutting off the video because I realized I was in a moment and I just wanted to be by myself. But that's what I mean. Like, it's times like this where we start to heal ourselves and we start to understand things about ourselves that we don't notice when we're busy dealing with the everyday things.